What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look ahead to the month of April for all my Cancer Sun sign friends. That's right, guys, if you were born between June 21st and July 22nd, then you are a Cancer Sun sign, and today I want to do a spread to look at the future energies of the next month. We're going to take a look at what energies you've brought into the month of April, the current energies now, and the hurdles, obstacles, and lessons that you're going to learn in the next 30 days for April 2017. So let me just shuffle my Druid Craft Tarot here. Give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot the question: what can Cancer Sun signs expect in April 2017? Alright, let me cut the deck. Almost done. There we go. We're good and shuffle. Let me cut the deck here, and we will deal out this spread. Alright, this is an interesting spread here. Let me take a second to get an overview. I'm seeing a lot of major arcana. So already I'm getting the sense that there's big things happening in the lives of the Cancers right now. Big things happening. So, ooh, this is interesting. Give me just a second to check this out. Got a lot of cup energy. Cancers are water signs, and waters have to do with the emotions. And oh, major arcana up. Okay, here we go. First card we're going to look at is this one here. The Hangman represents the energies that you had last month. Okay, so last month I'm getting the sense that it was kind of a slow month for you guys. A lot of waiting for something. I get the feeling that you guys have been in a state of limbo maybe for the last 30 days. The month of March was kind of, you're waiting for something, and a lot of you, it could be relationship, it could be finances. I'm sure it's different for everybody, but for a lot of you, the overall energies is that of waiting and just being patient and knowing that good will come, but it not having arrived yet. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you have put in a lot of work and you're waiting to see the results of that work. So the month of March was kind of just like, let's see what's going to happen. And yeah, so that's the energy that you've been carrying into the present moment. This card here represents your current energy. And we have the Chariot. Okay, I think you're transitioning from this waiting period. You were waiting for something to happen. You were expectant of something, and now in the present moment, we're starting to see some forward movement, some forward motion. I think whatever you're waiting for, a lot of you are starting to see it start to come to you, and you've had to really count on all your skills and all your what's the word I'm looking for? Your positive traits are starting to really come together and produce something for you. So I'm getting the sense that right now, a lot of the Cancers out there are starting to see some rewards of their patience that they've been patiently waiting for the last 30 days. And I'm seeing some forward movement in the right direction. I'm seeing a lot of hope. So it feels like there's a lot of hope coming in for you guys, and hope for the future. I think a lot of you are thinking about the future a lot, and I think you're being a little bit more optimistic about the future because you're starting to see some results from all this waiting. Okay, so that's the current energies. This card here tells us of the future energies for the month of April, for the next month, and we have Death. I'm getting the feeling that this card is representing a significant change in your life. I'm getting the feeling that there's some major events happening in your life, and in the month of April, we're going to see some change. Now, for some of you, it's going to be feeling like it's a negative change. You're going to feel like, oh, something terrible has happened, and now I got to change in a way that I don't want. Other of you will see it as a positive thing. You'll be optimistic about it, and you'll say, oh, finally, change is here. But whichever way you choose to look at it, the fact remains that this change is going to be beneficial to you. All change is beneficial to you. Just as sometimes your ego mind can't see it when it's in front of you. Only with retrospect can you look back and see how change, whenever it's happened in your life, has always been for the better, been better for you in some way. So I'm getting the feeling that April is going to be a big month for a lot of you. You're going to see some changes in your life, and this is a very good card to be getting. I mean, 3 major arcana here. You can definitely see the progression from waiting for something to finally starting to get something, and then that something starting to create change in your life. So I'm seeing a progression here. I'm seeing you guys this is a big moment in your year. I'm getting the feeling, and you definitely should seize this opportunity now that things are really happening for you. Alright, this card represents what you should hold on to in the month of April, in the next month. And we have the 7 of Cups. This card is telling me that you guys, Cancers, need to keep your options open. You need to, instead of focusing on one thing, one emotion, I think this is a time in your lives to maybe really take it all in. Really embrace the moment and accept everything for what it is. I know Cancers can sometimes be a kind of emotional, and they can only focus on one emotion at once. But maybe this card is telling us that you need to maybe adopt some of the strength of the other signs and maybe be open and flexible and see the beauty in everything and all things, instead of kind of having a one-track mind. So I'm getting the sense that you need to hold on to the ability to process all of your emotions rather than focusing on one. I know that's kind of vague, and this might mean something for you that you can take with you, but yeah, for some reason this card is telling me that you should stay open and flexible with your emotions. Stay open and flexible with your emotions, and don't just focus on one. Allow a variety of emotions to come into your life and affect you in a positive way. So that's what you should hold on to for the month of April. This card here is your biggest hurdle for the next month, for April. And we have Cernunnos. Traditionally, this is the devil card, but in Druidcraft, we got a pagan theme. And Cernunnos represents the devil, basically, but not in a negative way. I think your biggest hurdle is going to be yourselves. Getting detached from the things that you know to cause you harm. For some of you, this could be emotions. For others, it could be food or drugs or alcohol. What is your vice? When you look at your life and you ask yourself, what in my life is holding me back? What in my life is causing me to not move forward? You need to get rid of the answer, right? When you ask yourself that question, what is the answer? And that's the thing that's kind of needing to be defeated at this point. You need to just get that out of your life. You need to be more willing to rid yourself of vice. Obviously, everyone's got a different vice, but ridding yourself of that vice is going to be your hurdle this month and the next month ahead. And it's what's stopping you, so it's definitely got to go. Definitely got to go. Alright, this card here is what to let go of for the month of April. We've got the Queen of Cups, again, some more water energy. And this card is telling me, we've got the Moon here, which is the definitely representative of Cancer. And this card is telling me that you guys need to be a little bit less emotionally sensitive. You need to let go of that sensitivity. You're going to have to develop a hard exterior in this next month because, you will be challenged. Remember, change is coming this month. in April. So in order to deal with that change, you're going to have to be flexible, right? You're going to have to be flexible, and you're going to have to be strong, and you can't be too emotional, because if you're too emotional, you're going to be on this roller coaster ride that is just going to be ups and downs, and you're not going to be really in control. So in order to remain in control, you're going to have to develop a hard, tough exterior and not let things get to you so easily. Again, you're going to have to adopt some of the strengths of the other signs. You know, one of your traits, Cancer, is that you kind of take things to heart a little bit emotionally when you feel like you've been slighted or offended, but you know, or when there's significant change. I know a lot of Cancers don't like change. So when a change does come, and when you're forced to look at your vices, forced to look at the negative aspects of your life, you're going to have to not take it so personally, don't take it emotionally, and really have a much colder, more calculated approach to how you're going to deal with your emotions. And it's going to take a concerted effort. It's going to go against what you know to be true about yourself, Cancers, but it's something that's going to benefit you in the long run. All right, this card here, the Three of Wands, represents the people around you for the month of April. I'm getting the feeling that the people around you are going to be supportive. I think they're going to see that you're going through some positive change, and they're going to want to see you prosper. I don't get the feeling that anyone's going to try to hold you back intentionally in the next month in April, but I do see them not taking an active role, being more passive. A lot of people just watching you. They're going to be watching you to see how you're doing and see what you're doing and what kind of changes you're going to go through, how you're going to come out the back end. So I'm getting the feeling that the people around you aren't going to be a bunch of a help to you, but they're also not going to hurt you. They're not going to stand in your way because they want to see you change positively. They want to see what the outcome's going to be because they're interested in you, and you're just such a enigmatic character. You know, Cancers are a tough nut to crack, and you know, very complex people, and you're also very hard to understand. So people see that, and they like to take an interest in what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I think that's going to be the highlight of next month as far as people around you, is they're going to be looking at you to see what's going on with you. So don't disappoint them, right? Give them a show. All right. This last card, which is flipped upside down, is the biggest lesson that you're going to learn in the month of April. And we've got the Eight of Swords. This card definitely goes along with this card. What are your vices? What are the things holding you back? For a lot of you, it's going to be your ego thoughts. And a lot of us will put ourselves in our own little prisons by our own belief systems. We'll tell ourselves things like we're not successful, we don't deserve success, we don't deserve love. And it's these little ego prisons that keep us in a box and keep us from spreading our wings and flying. So I think the biggest lesson for you guys in the month of April is that any restrictions you feel, any restrictions that are on you, are put there by you. You've set those restrictions for yourself by the way you think and by the way you feel about things. So if you want to release these restrictions, if you want to break free from your vices, then it's going to take... it's up to you to do that, and it's going to take some soul searching. It's going to take some internal reflection, but it's possible, and you just have to realize that you're in your own little prison that you've created. So that's going to be the biggest lesson for you. It looks like to me, Cancers, that this is a big time in your lives. A lot of positive change coming, a lot of movement, and I definitely see a lot of lessons to be learned here. So to give you an overview, I see a progression here. I see a time of waiting moving into a time of movement and activity, moving into great change. And that's something that's going to be testing your patience and your perseverance and your strength. But you have to remember to stay flexible. You know, don't get locked into one emotion. Allow your emotions to be free. Allow yourself to be flexible and roll with the punches rather than getting hit in the face and just falling on the floor, right? You got to roll with the punches. In order to do that, a good thing will be to kind of try to minimize your vices as much as possible, because those things that you look to for escape are not truly allowing you to escape. They're helping you to build this prison. Okay, so your vices are helping you to build this prison. The more you can get rid of your vices, the more free and unencumbered you will be, Cancer. Try to let go of that sensitivity. I know it's in your nature for most of you to be kind of emotionally sensitive, but in times of great change, you're going to have to stay resilient, okay? You're going to have to be strong, and don't let things affect you so strongly. And the people around you, don't look for too much help from them. I get the feeling you're kind of on your own on this, Cancer. So don't expect too much help the next month with what you're going through. But I don't think you need it. Cancers are definitely very strong and powerful people. So I think you're going to be able to get through this. But it's going to take you realizing that you've created a lot of these problems for yourself, and escaping from those by the same way you got into them, by your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, your feelings. So that is the reading for Cancer for April 2017. I hope you guys like that. If you wanted a more personalized reading, then go on over to my Etsy shop. I'm just starting out, and I got a lot of readings that you can invest in and check out over on Etsy. And if you want a more personalized thing, we can do a reading just for you, and I can tap into your energies. And for the month of April, since I am just starting out, I decided to offer half off to all my friends and family, which is you. So if you go to Etsy and you purchase a reading, put in friends and fam 50 at the checkout. It's a promo code, and you guys can get half off on all readings for the month of April. Yes, my gift to you. And so yes, that's going to be the episode here today. Thank you, Cancers, for tuning in. Leave a like if you got something out of this. Subscribe if you haven't already. Happy taroting. Peace.